Good evening, everyone. Dwayne Martins, the author of Becoming Your Own Champion. I am going to help you become your own champion this year, 2019. We're going to start tonight. We're going to start smart. We're going to work into this over the next few days. We have a long weekend with the new year coming, and I'm going to give you a few steps along the way on how to set SMART goals. So you see the acronym SMART. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic, timely goals. So we're going to break that down just a little bit. And I love goal setting. I have done it for years. I've used numerous systems I showed you a few weeks ago that I used to use the Franklin Planner, which was a very detailed, when I sold homes, that worked fabulous. I've used Brian Tracy's goal planner. So if you stand on your head right now and read this backwards, it's the Brian Tracy goal planner. And it was called A Blueprint to a Life of Success, Prosperity, and Achievement. Fabulous system. Loved it, used it, and I also have used Zig Ziglar's system most often. This year, I'm actually trying Brendon Burchard's. It's a little different. It might be overwhelming to me a little bit. I haven't tore into it yet. So we'll be working through that. I'll be learning that this weekend and sharing any tips that I can learn to pass on to you to help your 2019 be an amazing success, whatever that means to you. And that is the cool thing about goals. So your SMART goals, we're just going to work on this tonight, and I've already posted on my Facebook page, and I'll make sure that it's on the business page of the acronym SMART, so that you can start kind of pondering what we're going to do over the next few days. But the first letter is S, so it needs to be specific. If you set something out there that's not specific enough, you'll never get it. In weight loss goals, they always talk about don't lose 30 pounds, lose 5 pounds, and do it within 30 days, 60 days, something like that, so that it's a specific goal and it's measurable. So we're not going to just stick to weight loss. So like when I wrote the book, I just knew that I was going to write every single day. I didn't necessarily have a goal of pages or paragraphs or anything, but I did something that was measurable each day. I could say, checked it off, I didn't do it. Is it achievable? The book for me, it was an interesting process because I was naive enough to believe, if you remember the story at all or have never heard it, I started, wrote, published, printed, and sold a book in exactly 1 year's time. I didn't know it was supposed to take 5 years to write a book. Sorry, I was all naive. But I had a guy that coached me through the process. He's written several books. He's coached a lot of people through it. And I realized that if I followed his recipe, did what he told me, and did the work, I would have the same results as the others did. Same all those years ago when I got my pilot's license. For years, people would say, oh, it's difficult and it costs a lot of money. And yes, it does. But it's hard and you've got to know math and yada, yada. Well, I finally realized that if I just go through the instruction, I do the work and pass the test, I'll have the same results as everyone else. And so it was measurable and achievable. So is it achievable? If you're doing the weight loss thing, don't go lose 60 pounds in 10 days. Took you 15 years to get that way, 20 years. Don't think you can lose it overnight. With the book, I just made it achievable. It was just day at a time, 50 to 60,000 words was the goal. That was achievable, and it was realistic, which is the R of SMART goals. Has to be realistic. You know, if you want to bump your income up and you're making $40,000 a year, don't set your goal to be $140,000 a year. That's really not realistic unless you're in a whole different realm of things. Just do slight increases. And one of the ways, eventually we'll get into affirmations where you say this or something better. So SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. You have to put a deadline on it. You have to, because if you just leave it open-ended, you're never going to work towards it and that stuff. So that's kind of the gist of today's message. I don't want to be too long-winded because I don't want to blow you out of the water, but I am very intense about goal setting. And quite honestly, sometimes I have a huge challenge sticking with the program. Now, I go past the first 3 months and 6 months, but I'll tell you, I can get lost in the shuffle just like it's happened to you before. And then you kind of got to get yourself back on track. And then all of a sudden you'll go, crap, there's a month I haven't done this at all. So that same thing kind of happens to me. We'll help each other through this coming year. I did want to share something with you that's from, it's an awesome plaque. Again, if you're standing on your head watching this video, you'll be able to read it. Or maybe I should start doing this just to really mess with you. This is by Rich DeVos. He was the president and owner, founder of the Amway Corporation all those years ago. I have always loved this. I found this in Successories store, same place I got that Risk deal that is on the wall behind me. I love that. And we're going to get into that because that is called Surrounding Yourself with Greatness. So here's a little commercial to stay tuned because of that, and this and these goal things is a way to surround yourself. Anyway, this says, believe and succeed. The only thing that stands between a person and what they want from life is merely the will to try it and the faith to believe that it is possible. Believe and succeed. The only thing that stands between a person and what they want from life is merely the will to try it and the faith to believe that it is possible. So start believing what you want. How do you want your 2019? Because don't be a wandering generality. If you, as Zig always said, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. So we're going to help you be smart this year, 2019. I can't wait. Start thinking about it. Start writing some things down. What do you want to be, do, or have? Ben Hampson, just signing off, buddy. You'll have to watch it in a rerun. We'll talk to you later. Have a good night.